let's move on to our next topic, and let's talk about Charlamagne, who is giving us an update on Wendy Williams. How you doing? So Charlamagne is sharing a hopeful update on Miss Wendy. So he recently was he was on the Breakfast Club. And you know that there's been this story floating around that, Sabrina Morrissey, her court-appointed guardian, has been running around with this narrative saying that Miss Wendy is incapacitated, although we have seen footage of Wendy being everything but incapacitated. Like in previous videos that we did on this show, I showed you a video of her in a car that she would look like she was in good spirits. She had went and got some food, whatever the case was. She was having a conversation with the people that was recording, and she was in the car. She seemed like she was in great spirits. Then we just saw her recently with her son's graduation, where she was basically cussing out her damn staff. She was like, y'all want to work for me? Then you need to get the damn car, and was going to leave her wheelchair and everything out, her scooter, because that's what it was. I would say wheelchair, but it was like, it wasn't a wheelchair, it was a scooter. She was using the scooter, whatever. Y'all was leaving that stuff out there. She said she paid an effing mint for it, which means a lot of money. It's like Wendy's still in that old school terminology, which was a cackle. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, the way she's talking, she sounds perfectly fine to me. Although when you do, I believe, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like I understand what goes on in the mind. But I know, like, when you have something like dementia and all that stuff, anything with the mind, that you have your good days and your bad days. Sometimes she be on point, and I'm sure there's sometimes when she's not on point. But so far, the footage that we've been seeing, she seems to be on point. So Charlamagne revealed when he was on the Breakfast Club that he recently spoke to Wendy and that she was in great spirits. Now, I do have the clip, courtesy of the Shade Room. And so we're going to play that clip, and then we'll come back and we'll talk. Please hold.
To Wendy over the holidays.
He did.
Yeah.
What happened?
She seemed perfectly fine to me. Like, Wendy sounded like she could do radio tomorrow if she wanted to.
You reached out to her. She reached out to you. How did that happen? Oh, she called you.
Yeah, and I don't know what incapacitated means in regards to dementia or whatever it is they say she was dealing with. But no, there ain't nothing incapacitated about Wendy Williams.
How was her energy? How was
she sound like Wendy Williams? Trying to tell you, like there was she didn't skip a beat. She actually said to me when she called me, she was like, "Why are you answering the phone like we just spoke yesterday? We just talked last week." Like she wanted me to be more excited. She called
stop
me.
acting like you sit on my lap. What's up?
That's exactly that's exactly what it was.
Really?
To the point where there, sometimes you be on like I have the phone on like my shoulder.
Yeah.
I was washing my hands because I have peed. And
we didn't have to hear that part.
I'm just saying. And,
right.
and I guess the phone must have said record or something like that. So the phone says, and when I saw it, I stopped it. So it said
recording conversation.
Stopped.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Are you recording me?" And then she was like, "No, you wouldn't do that." Like, so it's like she's perfectly normal. I spoke to Wendy over the holiday.
Well, you know what, Charlamagne, I love you, but not really, but I love you for this. But I'm like, sir, should you be out here snitching? Like, don't be out here telling Wendy business, because look, she's in a situation where oh my God, why is my picture blurry? Oh, she's in a situation where it's just like, I understand, like, on one hand, y'all trying to say she's perfectly capable and aware of her surroundings and all other stuff because y'all want to get her out of that court-appointed guardianship, and she wants to be able to have access to her money. And me personally, I would love for her to get out of this, because the way that these people that they've been putting in her care are treating her, I do feel like she needs to be out of that situation and be under the care of family members that actually give a damn about her. I don't think that her son, Lil Kev, is taking advantage of his mother. I do not feel like that. I do feel like if she is under his care, that there will be family members that will genuinely take care of her, like her sister Wanda, like her son, and they could bring, and maybe even her niece, Alex, who has been going on who went on The View and was speaking out about Wendy and all the other mess that she was dealing with at the time. So I would hope that Wendy will be under the care of family who actually cares about her. Now, if that's what y'all, if you were able to get Britney Spears out of her situation, and then we see how Britney been behaving later on, and we be the same ones up in here tomorrow. Y'all wanted Britney free, right? And look, she has a right to be free. She grown. and let Brittany do whatever she's doing with her own stuff and her own life and her own money. Same thing with Wendy. The Wendy, if she's a woman who's of sound mind, allegedly, in what they're saying, and she's actually aware of what's going on according to Charlamagne, according to her son, and all these other people that have been speaking out, then that's great. I would want Wendy to get the best care that she possibly needs and not be under the thumb of these people who's sitting there robbing her damn blind. But if she wound up in the care of people who genuinely care about her and they end up doing the same thing, it's like, look, she ain't with them people no more. Now she need to deal with this mess over here, and y'all can cross that bridge when you get to it. But on the other hand, the thing I was worrying about was that, okay, now if y'all do this, then what if her old shady ass ex-husband, Kelvin, try to come up in here and start some mess and be like, see, yo, she ain't messed up, yo. You know how he be talking? He irritates me. But and then it'd be like, well, now you can pay me the alimony. All that money that you said you couldn't pay because you were under whatever issues that you was with, and now you no longer working and doing the show, then all that back money that you owe me, I want to take her to court and get that money because Kelvin need to get up off his ass and get a damn job instead of sitting out here taking advantage of Wendy. In so many ways, I feel like he never really loved her. Like the way he acted was like, yeah, no shade, but I truly feel this. I feel like her situation, she in the same situation as Nicki Minaj. They got with the men that they with for protection. Because Wendy was talking a whole lot of slick mess when she was doing the talk, when she was doing radio and talking about a lot of celebrities. A lot of celebrities didn't like her. People wanted to fight her, including old bulldaggers over there at from Total, especially Mr. Pam. They was all up in there trying to fight Wendy Williams. Thing that all had to do with Diddy. Diddy tried to destroy her. You see what his ass is. He in prison while Wendy in a mental prison. And then you have all this other stuff going on. And now it's a hot ass mess. And so I'm hoping that she is in better spirits. I'm hoping that she can get the help that she needs. I hope that she can get out of this conservatorship. But I also hope that this doesn't open a Pandora's box for her shady ass ex-husband to come out and try to take advantage of her. So what was the people saying in the Shade Room comments? So now one person said, Charlamagne, stop snitching. Let her finesse in peace. Another person said, calling in sick, but your coworker tells the team you appeared well when they spoke to you. I know he a snitch. Snitching ass bitch. Remember that from Empire? Shout out to Lucius. It said, as long as she claims she's unable to work due to health reasons, she doesn't have to pay alimony. I'd act like I'm incapacitated too. Another person said, can you imagine Wendy Williams covering today's drama? Nobody would stand a chance in media. Another person said Wendy would do Michael Jordan numbers covering 2024-2025 mess/drama. Another person said she seemed like she was fine when she was cussing that person out about her scooter. So yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. Oh, another person said this. See, this is what I was saying. I told y'all Wendy was playing crazy so that man wouldn't get any more of her money. Wendy is smart. This is chess, not checkers. And look, she always told us back in the day that she could hatch a plan, but we don't need Charlamagne out here snitching and telling her business. It's like, if you say that she seemed fine to me and left it at that, then that's that. And then you got nosy ass, damn, I almost called him Ebro. I wouldn't insult Ebro like that. You got DJ Envy out here trying to be all nosy or whatever the case is, trying to get more out of him. But it was like, you should have provided the information to begin with. You should have kept that to yourself. So good luck to you, Wendy. And then also they were talking about the whole podcast situation or her coming back, because a lot of people are still out here talking about Wendy needs to come back to the industry. Wendy needs to come back with a new show. She needs to do radio and all this other stuff. No, I don't. I think like Wendy needs to focus on her health. Wendy needs to focus on being the best person that she can be. Y'all be so quick to try to act like she needs to be out here doing the celebrity news and gossip. Why y'all trying to put her back to work? If she doesn't have the capacity to be able to do that, then I say like, no, it shouldn't be like that. Although, if she wanted to do a podcast, which she was alluding to that she wanted to do, when she was being the hot mess that she was, self-medicating with the drinks and all the other mess, then you can understand her doing a podcast. A podcast is not that bad. All she has to do is hire a producer, a team of people, and then they can put together a show of topics they want to talk about, similar to what I do, except I'm an army of one. I'm doing all this programming and everything by myself. So it's you put your list of topics you want to talk about. I don't know how many shows you would like to do, 3, maybe 4 episodes a week. You put your topics together. You come up with whatever it is you want to talk about. You put them in the order you want to talk about. You have your stuff. You give your opinion. You read the notes on whatever it is that you have, so that way you got your facts, and then you give your opinion and you keep it moving. If she want to do something like that, then that would be great. Although I just feel like where Wendy is now, she's not gonna. I don't want her to step back into an arena that she once was the queen of and come back in and y'all like, well, damn, maybe it wasn't a good idea she came in, because she's not going to be at her sharpest. And we saw at one point when she was doing the TV show and she was under the influence, we started seeing like cracks in the situation. That Wendy was up on that stage. Remember that time she was up there pissy drunk? We didn't know if she was drunk. We was like, what's going on with her? Apparently she was pissy drunk, being a mess, and they were trying to cover, Norman and all them were trying to cover for her on the show. She came out a hot ass mess because she was dealing with that husband out here laying it over, spreading it wide with that whore that he had a baby with. So at this point, I'm just like, no, Wendy need to get herself together. I want to remember her when she was at her height, when she was at her peak. I know the greedy side of us want her to come back and do TV and whatever. But if you're not at your 110% best, then no, you don't need to mess up your legacy because people out here missing you for the celebrity news and gossip. So there's that. But as someone who was a mentor in my head, I would love to see Wendy back. But it's like, no, girl, focus on you before you even think about trying to get back in this podcast and entertainment news media space. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards to Charlamagne spilling tea about giving us a Wendy update? I'm glad that she's in great spirits and stuff, and I'm glad he's giving us that. But I just felt like, you know what? Don't be out here telling all her damn business. Don't mess up the thing. I mean, we need to get her out of this conservatorship, but all the other stuff, we don't need Kelvin greedy ass getting any ideas. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.